Hello everybody, Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular. I'm back with another video talking about the silver bars from Costco. I want to show you in this video me actually going to Costco on another attempt to get some silver bars and kind of show you kind of what happens, which is basically me going to the register, talking to the cashier, finding out that I'm once again going to be charged sales tax on my purchase of silver bars in Florida when after $500 worth of bullion, I'm not supposed to be charged sales tax. So it's something you got to look for. Depending on what state you're in and which Costco you're going to, you may or may not have those issues. But definitely know your laws when it comes to whatever state you're in. I'm going to go over some of that. Some of the other questions that were coming up. And somebody said that I guess I missed one of these bars when I was testing. So we'll make sure that I get them all this time. We want to test them all, make sure that they are legit, because some of these wacky comments are, well, they're just wacky. So let's try to fix all the problems right now in this video about these bars from Costco. You done? Yeah. I guess that's what I'm getting, huh?
All right. We're going to pick that up from that quick.
I need 5 of them though.
Oh, my bad.
Yes, sir.
I need 4 more. Four quantity. I need 2. 7 over. 7. All right. Okay, $1,551.
Alex, they should be tax exempt, the bars in Florida.
Oh, bars in Florida?
Yes.
Let me check. Let me check.
I promise you. I wouldn't lie.
No, it's not that. It's just... Nate. Those are silver bars.
Yeah, I gotta ring you up over here.
Over there?
I can't see that, Dennis.
Sorry, Alex. Went to the wrong place.
Not your fault.
All right, let's go over this way. So now what's different is I'm at a different register now, entirely. Picking these up. The manager brought me over to another spot, and I haven't even paid yet. I got my Costco card still, so apparently the tax thing has been an issue a couple times. But he also said that he has to ring me up at a different register and check to make sure they have them. But they have them displayed in the jewelry case, which usually they just take them out of the jewelry case if they don't have them. But right now they're like 50 cents over spot for a bar. Plus I'm getting the, it's going to be a total of 5% cash back. It's a pretty good deal. Really going to win on this one. If I can get them, that is. All right, so spoiler from that video. What you're going to not see is the manager coming back and telling me that he has no other bars except for one in the display case. So the bar that you saw the picture of at the beginning and the pricing, that was only for that bar in the display case. They didn't have any other bars ready to go, unfortunately. So I told the manager, no, I guess I'm not interested, because that bar would only be $289.99, and then I would be responsible for tax, since in Florida anything $500 or over is tax exempt. That bar would have made me, that singular bar would have put me into where I had to pay tax. And you know, you start getting into a number where it's just not quite as good of a deal anymore. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still not bad, but it's just not as good of a deal, because at the time, you know, where spot price was, I'm only paying like 50 cents over spot for these bars. And then after all the cash back that I'm going to be getting off of my credit card that I'm going to use, and also from being the executive club member of Costco, I end up really doing well on the cash back, to the point where at that price level with how spot was, I'm really getting it for under spot at the end of the day. So it was a great opportunity. Unfortunately, fell short, but we got some information, so this is good. So I asked the manager, I said, so, you know, when do you get more of these bars? And he goes, well, it's, you know, constant. We're always getting new shipments of things in, these bars included. And I said, do you know like when you're going to get more? And he goes, no. And he goes, and neither do I, and neither does anybody, because apparently they've been giving it to the store in secret. So it's just kind of be a surprise, I guess, if they get some of those bars to keep people interested in different things in the jewelry case. And so, no, he doesn't know. The person that was, you know, he talked to somebody else right next to him that I felt like was a higher level manager. I'm not sure though, or maybe they were just another manager. But they also said, no, we have no idea when they come in. It's supposed to be a surprise. So, you know, surprise, that's the answer. But he did say that I could call in the morning and verify if they got some in or not. I asked him, I said, is that going to be a pain for you if I was to call? And he goes, no. He's like, that's, you know, that's part of the job is getting phone calls and finding out if these things are in the inventory. I said, okay, you know, interesting. Thank you very much. And then he mentioned for a moment, he mentioned gold bars. And I was like, oh, do you get any gold bars? Have you got those? And he goes, no, we've never had them in this store as far as I know, is what the manager said. And he goes, but online has them. And spoiler alert, I might have snagged one of those from the online Costco. Still getting my 3% cash back from my credit card and the 2% cash back. Technically getting gold now for under spot when you consider the cash back and free shipping to my house. I mean, I don't know how you can really beat that, but it's a great deal. Anyways, one of the biggest questions that I was getting, and I was trying to help in the comments of that video, I'm just gonna move this camera on over if you don't mind. Sorry for the banging and the clanging. Let's go ahead and put this up. This is J.M. Bullion's website. Some years back, everybody was upset with the online bullion dealers, everybody. And it was because they were going to start charging sales tax. And it wasn't their fault. They had to do what was legally, something that they had to go by the law. I mean, they couldn't, what can they do? That's the law. It is what it is, and now everybody pretty much just recognizes that this is how it goes depending on what state they live in. So on J.M. Bullion's website, you can find this easily. So I can actually put just a link down in the description so you can find this page really easily. That's not a problem. Go right to it. But it shows you and talks about the sales tax that J.M. Bullion collects, depending on what state you're in. And it says right here, states we currently collect sales tax from. And you can see the list right here. I think that there's about 5-6 states that are not in this list, out of 50, obviously. So it's quite a large list. And some of you guys are going to be like, whoa, no, there's no way. In my state, you definitely don't get charged sales tax on bullion. Well, there's some other things that go on here that per your state, J.M. Bullion must collect sales tax on legally. And it's things you may not have thought about. Beyond bullion, it may be like copper, because copper is not a precious metal. Copper is more of an industrial metal. It still is bullion. Copper may be something that they charge sales tax on in your state. So it's a great idea to click on that link down below in the description and look within your state and try to get some information. Also, sometimes your local person may just kind of ignore this stuff. Let's just say that. You might not be, following this to a T. And, it is what it is. That's how it works, I guess, sometimes. But J.M. Bullion's following the law, and all these online places are following the law. A lot of like auction houses too, they're starting to follow that law or those laws within your state. So just be ready for if you start seeing tax and maybe your state doesn't charge for it, know what to do. For me, I'm in Florida. I've clicked on the Florida link. I know the Florida laws. I'm ready for it. If I see sales tax popping up on the cash register, I can challenge it. It's not a big deal. But let's go to a couple just to look at some of the laws here. So here's Nevada, and it says that the state of Nevada requires the collection of sales tax on certain products sold by J.M. Bullion and delivered to a Nevada address. So what is that going to be? These taxes must be collected on copper products. So there you go. There's an example right there, right off the bat. Copper products. And coins that are not used as mediums of exchange. Also, bullion that is not used as a medium of exchange, accessory items, and processed items. And it says all other products sold by J.M. Bullion are exempt from these taxes, except for those little bugaboos right there. So it does kind of give you some definitions of what they're talking about. So right here it says coins and bullion which are not used as mediums of exchange. And they define that as coins and bullion or currency that are not acceptable as a measure of value and a standard of exchange for goods or services. So I'd imagine if you can't go into a store and utilize whatever those items are, then it's going to have a tax to it, apparently, right? So and it says accessory items, items such as holders, tubes, coin flips, and apparel. And processed items are precious metals that have been processed by third parties into items that are valued on more than their precious metal content, such as statues or colorized coins. So many of us are familiar with things that are out there in the hobby like that. One that I can go ahead and grab real quick, I have a statue. It's made out of pure silver, and it is of a phoenix. So that is certainly a processed item. And that's something that the value of it is way beyond the precious metals content. It goes into almost like an artistic value. One more state we'll go to just randomly, just to kind of see, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We're going to go to Maine. State of Maine requires J.M. Bullion to collect sales tax on all products sold by J.M. Bullion and delivered to a Maine address. So apparently Maine is terrible when it comes to robbing people of taxes. So there you go. What can you do? It talks about a little bit when they began collecting sales tax. Looks like October 1st, 2018. Blah, 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 blah. So Maine's one of those terrible states to live in if you are trying to stack, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes. Anyways, we'll go back now over here. We're going to go back to the silver. Some of the other questions, people said that I missed one. Listen, I'm not trying to be a troll here. I must have missed it genuinely. Let's go over all these right here because people are leaving all kinds of crazy comments saying, oh, there must be lead in them. Oh, they're from China, blah, blah, blah. No, the only thing that was from China are the boxes. The boxes right here, and I don't know why they put them in jewelry boxes. It's kind of a pain because you end up walking out of the store with a stack of these things. But these boxes right here, as you can see, are made in China. Box made in China. It even tells you just the boxes. The silver bars are made in Canada. They're 4/9 pure. They're 10 ounces. They have a serial number on there, and they're wonderful bars. If you've ever had any bars in your hand and you like 10-ounce bars, these are a great one to grab, and you know it if you've had these in your hand. They're fantastic in every way. So definitely a fan favorite amongst the people that likes the bigger bars. But we're going to go ahead and test each and every one. I can put my Sigma Metalytics machine on 4/9 pure to test each and every one. It can test through the plastic. It's not a big deal. It's more of a internal kind of sensor that kind of sends signals through the bar and more of a measurement into the internal parts of the bar. So the plastic on the outside is not going to affect the reading whatsoever. So we can see that that bar right there is good. And we are going to go that one. I think I have 10 bars on the table here. So it's just one of the common comments that I got that apparently I missed one. One of the troll comments. But listen, long story short, as you see from the video, you can see that's like the third or fourth attempt now that I've gone there and they've tried to charge me sales tax. I'm not mad at them. Some other people said, whatever they said about the sales tax, that the Costco's just trying to get more money, blah, blah, blah. If they charge sales tax for something, Costco's not putting that in the back in a big pile somewhere going, haha, we got more money now. The sales tax, where does that go? That goes to the the big boys, right? That's government spending money right there, where they're going to divvy it out to, I don't know, these days, other countries, I suppose. But regardless, Costco's not keeping tax money. So that's a silly comment for sure. But just know your laws, and if they challenge what is actually the law, if they say, no, we can't do that, or we're not doing that, which that's never been a problem, I end up talking to them, and they end up just kind of, going, oh yeah, you're right, I'm not supposed to charge sales tax on that. Let me just press one button on the cash register. Just know your laws and you should be fine. But typically that's what's been happening in the past, is that they end up, I tell them, hey, this is supposed to be tax exempt, and they press one button on the cash register and that tax just disappears. Now they oftentimes, they got to have that managerial permission to do that. but it's never been a problem. The manager comes over, he knows exactly what's going on every single time and clears it up. Now, this last time was weird for me because apparently they've gotten wind that the system is charging tax and it's not supposed to. So the manager asked me to step aside and apparently was going to ring me up on a whole different machine to fix the tax problem that they were having. So it might just not be something that's fixed now, because I'd imagine that Costco's just don't have that one singular fix in there for bullion products. And it's probably just more, just everybody's the same. So they have to go by state and the different laws they have. And as we saw from that quick little snippet of 2 different states, there's 2 very different rulings on what gets taxed when it comes to bullion items from that website, or other items too. Anyways, I'll have that link in the description, so whatever state you're in, check that link for sure, because that is important for you guys to know that stuff. And yeah, I think most of the other questions right there, I think I answered pretty good. Appreciate you for watching. I'm just going to keep on, checking for this stuff. It's not a bad thing at all to buy from Costco. It's not a bad thing at all to support your local places. I do a lot of both, so I have no problem branching out to other places and finding bullion, because I know I still support my local places. I support them very well, both through actually spending money with them or advertising them basically when I do videos for them. I'm a big supporter of local places, 100%. So I don't have to be embarrassed to go other places like Costco, which has great deals on bullion and helps me build my stack, preserve my wealth. I don't need to be embarrassed about that. It's a great idea, absolutely wonderful. And people were asking about selling. Let me do that before we leave. I know I'm long-winded. People were asking, hey, try to sell that stuff. Well, first of all, you're not going to sell it back to Costco, because Costco does not buy back anything, right? That's not what Costco is. It's a normal store. If you go to a pawn shop, a bullion shop, if you're on any kind of auction place, whether it be something like Drip, where I sell precious metals, if it's somewhere like your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your social media accounts, where they have all kinds of pages and groups that sell and buy precious metals. Reddit has groups where they buy precious metals, or you can sell there. They're all over the place, and there is no problem selling this stuff ever. It's never ever a problem to sell precious metals. One of the biggest misconceptions out there is that you're going to have problems selling this stuff, and a lot of the times people think you're going to get under spot for things too. That's oftentimes not true, depending on where you sell. If you end up going to one of your local places, depending on what is going on in the world and how the buying and selling is going, you very well could get a percentage back when you go to sell. I mean, they will offer you a percentage back off of the spot price. That's very, very typical. But you can end up making that up if you are on those social media places. If you're selling peer-to-peer, it's way, way simple, man. It's way simple. Build a name for yourself. Join some groups, some communities, forums. Shoot, I forgot about forums. Communities out there are just a great place to buy and sell precious metals, as long as you can trust the people that you're buying and selling from. Get some references, build up a your own little kind of community backing, of people that, oh yeah, he's bought from me, he's sold to me before, people that you can go give you reference checks so that others know that you are also good. Anyways, long-winded video. I got to go for now, just trying to answer some of those questions. Keep looking out there. I keep going. I keep finding here and there. And hopefully some of that information was helpful to you in your journey and your search. A lot of Costco customers out there. I hope some of you guys see these bars right here and you try one or two. You know what I mean? Build a stacker out of more people. It'd be really great. I'm not one trying to keep this a secret. I'm trying to let the world know that stacking is a good idea. I got to go for now. I appreciate you for watching. Spegtacular is out.
Well, hello everybody. I seek to educate and entertain through my journey of collecting coins and stacking precious metals. I encourage you to subscribe and please stay with me on this journey. I am Spegtacular, the Silver Stacular.
When I was a kid, we did this every day in school, and I believe we need to bring this back a little bit, and I'm going to start right now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.